Seems like I've got everyone in a bit of a tiffy, haven't I? Oh yes, I hope you do appreciate the brand new cruiserweight belt. See, it even says cruiserweight at the top there. You know, just to let people know that it's a cruiserweight belt. You know, so then we're not having to hang around with that disgusting former cruiserweight belt. If anything, this is a change for the better. Last time this was being held, it had tag team written on it, and it was held in the hands of Daniel Banner. Yeah, I think that says a lot for the previous prestige of this belt right here. But, Kieran Hayes, I just want to make two very clear points to you because I don't think you truly understand my thoughts on you, but then there's another point for something else. So, Kieran, I do respect you. That's a shock, isn't it? I do respect you. I respect that you have had a lot of undeserving attention, negative attention from everyone else. And if you haven't been getting any attention, you've not been getting anything. You've not been given any chances, you've not been given any opportunities. The best one you were given recently was for the Intercontinental belt. Now, I respect you, and I respect everything that you've been able to do. Don't get me twisted on that. What I don't have for you, however, is fear. I don't operate on whether I respect someone or not. More so, I operate on how much that person fears me. And it's quite clear in different ways how people are fearful of me. Those who are the most aggressive are still fearful of me, for that is just their reflex when they are faced with danger, like me. You, however, I can tell you don't fear me either, but clearly you have no respect for me either. That's your downfall. See, I respect you because I know what you can do. You don't respect me because you're still under the assumption that I'm a nobody. Kieran, nobodies don't gain 5 belts in a single year. That's not what a nobody does. A nobody runs around with a pack of ninjas on WWE. A nobody loses a cruiserweight belt that had tag team written on it to me. A nobody challenges someone even though they don't really mean much. And I'll make that clear as to who I'm talking about next, but I'm more interested in addressing you, Kieran, right now. Yes, we are scheduled for a one-on-one in a best-of-5 series. This isn't going to be a clean slate for you. No. It's going to be a clean slate for me. We're not going to need to get to the 5th match. Because you've underestimated me at every turn. You should be thankful that you got that Intercontinental belt. After all, in a way, that 5-on-5, you got opportunities after that. Just like now, the Hood has an opportunity for the UK title. Just like Drat Nightwing has an opportunity for this title, and from what I hear, is also having an opportunity for the Hardcore title. The only person who's not had opportunities from that is Doomsday. And I'm still waiting for him to apparently knock me out and put some sense into me and to make me fear him. But where is he? I certainly haven't seen him around. What have I got to fear from him? But anyways, regardless, you should be thankful, Kieran, that you have that belt in the first place, because you would never have gotten that opportunity if it wasn't for the details that were outlined in the contract of that 5-on-5. So, you're welcome. I think I deserve a thank you for that. Now, you also say something quite interesting about this title right here. You say it's worthless. You know what, Kieran? You're right. As of right now, this belt means very little. But let me point you to something. Let me point you to a belt you should be familiar with. This one right here. If you were to name two of the best Sheffield champions that there have been in SWF's history, one name that would come up would be yours, but the other one would be mine. I made this belt into something. I made this belt one of the most prestigious belts in SWF's history. One of the belts that people have been hounding after ever since I've got this. This was more important, is more important than the World Heavyweight Championship that side bitch has. If I can do that for this belt, what can I do for this belt right here? This cruiserweight belt. Conor Cage brought up some interesting points in his interview with the Commodore about some of the greatest legends in WWE, but I can go further than that. You just need to look at all the other companies that there are out there. New Japan, Ring of Honor, hell, you can even go Impact if you want with the X Division. The Cruiserweight belt is a very prestigious one in other companies, but why isn't it prestigious in SWF? I'll tell you why. The booking. Because you've been feeding people like Daniel Banner, feeding people like Jekyll, Ringmaster, all these nobodies, the cruiserweight belt right here. These people who are never going to bring prestige to a belt like this. But this right here is in my hands now. Yeah. And you know what? It might be down here right now, but with my help, it's going to become all the way up here. Because if you already imagine, say it is still down here. I've changed what the belt looks like. Oh, look at that. It's gone up. Change, fresh change, and it looks oh so gorgeous as well. There is already a cruiserweight tournament set up. Oh, look at that. It's gone up yet again. Hell, one thing that the society has disagreed with me on is opening up an open challenge for my belt. And would you look at that, it's gone up even more. The prestige of this belt will only get higher and higher in my grasp. I will make this belt into something that nobody has ever seen before. This cruiserweight belt will become another belt in my list that I have made prestigious. Because that's just what I do. I take coal and I turn it into a diamond. And that's exactly what I'm doing with this belt right here. So it may not mean anything right now, Kieran, but let me assure you, given time, I will make this more relevant than the world title yet again. But with this belt. So that's enough from me to you, Kieran. Just a heads up. Conor Cage. Aren't you funny? You're a funny little thing, aren't you? You're funny because you say your back's against the wall, that you're in the corner. Stop lying for 10 seconds. Your back isn't up against anything. You've got nothing to lose. Me putting this on an open challenge means that with one wrong move, I can lose this belt. I can lose this beautiful belt right here. And that's if I'm careless, which I'm not usually. But Conor Cage, you are in a position that nobody else is in. Currently. You have 2 shots at this belt, technically. You not only have the open challenge, you also have the Cruiserweight tournament. If you are successful in that, and if you win, not only do you become the Cruiserweight tournament champion of 2021, you also become the #1 contender for this belt right here. You have 2 chances. Hell, you're a bit like Christian right now with your 2 chances. Except he had more than 2, didn't he? 3, 4, 5, 5 was it? I'm not too sure, but I know he had a hell of a lot. And I do see similarities between the 2 of you. Between you and Christian. You say you're not inspired by anyone, yet I see hints of Christian within you. I do. You certainly have a certain charisma about you, and he was known as Captain Charisma. You have this feel about you that's not quite easily describable. And there's one prediction that I'm going to make about you. You could become one of the next big things in SWF. You've changed yourself. You've took the advice that I've given you and made it into your own. And you've clearly took it with a lot of salt right there. You want to become one of the best that there is in SWF, and I can absolutely respect that. The problem is that whilst I hold this and this belt right here, these are 2 belts you're never going to get your hands on. These are 2 belts that will always elude you. And it doesn't matter if I hold this belt, the hardcore belt, the tag belts, the heavyweight, the intercontinental, hell, even the 24/7 if I so decided to. Those belts will be off limits to you, just like this one is. Whilst I hold this belt, you will never get your hands on it. And Dylan Pickin, it's a shame that your eye's already recovered, because like I've already previously stated, I got an eye patch chose out for you as well. I've had to throw it away now, but no, I think it would have suited you. It's a nice bright pink, had little hearts everywhere. I'm sure you would have appreciated it quite a lot. It's a shame, but you think you're going to take this belt away from me? You've got to win the Cruiserweight tournament first, and you've got plenty of competition to go through. Hell, even Crimson himself has inserted himself into the Cruiserweight tournament. He's hungry for those belts, isn't he? He's not satisfied with being the hardcore and the tag champion. He also wants to be the heavyweight champion. He wants to be the Cruiserweight champion. He wants to probably be the Intercontinental champion as well. God, there's no satiating that man, is there? Sorry, I shouldn't use his name in vain. By Belial! He can't keep satiated. I can't wait until WrestlePalooza. 2 matches to reassert my dominance over a very poor wrestling company. I can't wait! But right now, I'm enjoying my new place. Enjoying my new home. The new base of the society right here. And until then, if anybody feels like they can take me on in the meantime, why don't you come forward and try? I've got plenty of time to kill. What about you guys? Surely you must all be bored at home. And I know all of you want a piece of me. Including someone. Just keep an eye on my channel and you'll see what I mean. But in the meantime, that's all for today. Speak soon.